Hello and welcome to Go Off Script with Confidence, a practical 5 step approach with yours truly, Hypno Heather. Hello, welcome to my presentation for the Hypno Summit 2021. I hope you've been having a great time and listened to some great presentations. And thank you for stopping in to check out mine. We are going to get into talking about how you could find an easy way to do deeper work with your client by not following a preconceived or premeditated idea or technique or script in order to get there. Now, this isn't about scripts being bad. We all learn from reading scripts and we become better at things that we practice. This is for you if you've been feeling like you'd like to break free a bit, that you get this feeling sometimes that you want to say something different, or you want to be able to really have a client centered, human first approach where you're really utilizing the innate wisdom in your client as well as in yourself. Now, as we get further along, I'll show you there's different resources in the toolbox along with this talk. And I'll start off by going through the 5 step approach, explaining it all, and then speaking to how that same 5 step approach can be utilized for you to create more momentum in your hypnosis business if that's something that you're wanting to do. If you're wanting to spread your wings and fly with your sessions, this is how to, get those results that really keep clients coming in. Because once somebody has a lasting result or an outcome that they're so pleased with, they cannot help but speak about it. So let's get into the 5 step approach. Now, in your toolbox, there is a PDF with each step detailed written out for you. So don't feel like you have to take notes, or you could potentially download that as we begin talking now. So, step one, ask questions that open up the space and help you get a deeper understanding as to how the client is feeling and really needs. So, this comes into your pre talk. This is really about not only creating rapport and connection, but really listening. It's so often in our industry that someone might come in and say, "Hey, I want to lose weight so that my knees could feel better." And then everybody's looking for a weight loss script or looking for like a pain free script. But then we're missing some of the deeper parts of working with a human because as you ask questions, as you tune into your client and ask them, how do you really want to feel? Or what do you really want? They might come and say, I really want to lose weight so I can have less knee pain. But then if we really listen to what they're saying, most importantly, without judgment or getting caught up in their story, sometimes these stories are just so, oh my God, it's easy to get caught up in. But to try to hear what they're really yearning for, what they really feel that they need underneath the habit or the behavior or the external condition. So, in this case of the example that I just said, it would be actually about how different factors in her life, or even maybe something that she was doing, might be causing that pain. And potentially, the pain could be relieved without having to lose any weight at all. And I've seen this happen, this specific example, that it just turned out that in hypnosis and in the way that hypnosis creates that ability for our clients and us to have access to our own inner wisdom, she saw that she thought that Diet Coke was a treat, but it was actually causing more inflammation in her body, which was creating exaggerating the knee pain. So, in fact, she didn't have to lose X amount of pounds to feel better. She started feeling better as soon as she stopped doing that. And of course, just naturally, after seeing how this is no longer a treat for herself, she was able to make that change. She was able to change that habit. And so, what happens when we really listen? We don't have to decipher that all by listening. Sometimes it'll just come to you, you know? But what's really important is to go beyond the outcome that they're coming to you for, whether it is a anxiety or a fear or a phobia or to quit a habit or to lose weight or whatever it is, whatever they're coming to you for. If we just focus on searching for a script to work on that thing they want, then we're missing out of an opportunity for deep healing and transformation, which you know how it goes. Once you see something, you can't go back. You know, now she's no longer can tell herself that Diet Coke is okay, is somehow good for her. She might still do it sometimes, but the awareness is there. And that's where we're going with this. This is a step for conscious awareness that really creates a change in the way that we relate to ourselves in life, not just a little shift in what we eat or how we do things. So, number two, use an induction and deepener that you like. And this is a perfect beginning for off script intuitive hypnosis. So, I picked the almond induction. You'll see it in the PDF. Number two is almond induction and deepener. Count down from 10 to 1 as the perfect beginner to off script hypnosis. But this is for you, whatever it is for you. You know, they say that the best script is the one that you love the most. Because if you're feeling it and you're getting into it, and I know for myself, when I'm going deeper in hypnosis with my clients, the outcome and the experience is even better for both of us, you know? And in my opinion, almond is perfect because you can already see the participation and the depth. And then I like to do a 10 to 1 because that takes me deeper too. Part of holding a more formless, tuned in space for healing is getting there yourself. You don't have to go as deep, but being in a less analytical, logical, conscious mind place within you to hear your own inner wisdom. Do anything that helps you get there, and you will be golden. If you're all high strung, you're bringing that energy. So even if you've maybe been doing a lot of sessions in a day or you're feeling tired, it might not be the best decision to drink coffee or to do something to give you more of a nervous energy, because then it's going to be harder for you to do off script hypnosis if you can't tune into that yourself. And I mean, there's so many benefits to doing that because then you have the opportunity to come out of that having got real benefits of the hypnosis for yourself. And so this is also like a pro tip for not getting burnt out, for being able to hold that space for more people and not take it on and not come away exhausted. I know people have always asked me over the years how do I not take on their stuff or how do I not get burnt out? And the days that I do sessions are the days that I am the most relaxed because I got hypnosis all day long. So, this is a key pointer for not taking on that energy and for actually coming away from a day of doing sessions as more whole and more relaxed. Number three, start with a script or a technique and go from there. Anything really. So you did the induction, you did a bit of a deepener, and you're getting going. So you could start with anything. Say you had a script that you liked and it talked about, a waterfall release or a basic script that starts to imagine a release or a letting go. Just get going if you're new to this. Go with it. And when you get the feeling to say something more specific to their needs or something that pops up in your head, say it. You can stop or slow down or even take a deep breath and listen. You might have noticed working with people while they're in hypnosis, they don't notice if you take a moment. They don't notice if you breathe, or often if you breathe, they'll breathe with you. And this is where is the art, is the art form of doing this type of work. Because if you, again, are not in your analytical, logical mind, like, oh, what do I do now? Oh my God, like, what are they going to think? Or they're not going to want to pay me, or I have to get this outcome. That is all untrue. None of that is true, except all that really shows is that you're getting stuck in your own thinking, which is probably pulling you further away from hearing your own intuition. And that's okay. But know that there's a better way. And it doesn't matter how much training you have, it doesn't matter if you know exactly what to do. All that matters is that you give yourself permission to not have to know. This is not the type of work that you can really be prepared for anyway. You can have scripts to pull out of your pockets or things to follow or read, that's fine. But if you're wanting to really be transformational in this space, if you come to you, I mean, they're relaxing, right? Most of the time they think it's a way less amount of time than it is anyway. So you're there and you got them there. They're relaxed. You take a moment. You breathe. And if nothing comes, just keep reading what you're reading. You can always do a release in every section. You can always do some kind of way they could imagine washing away stuff, burning away stuff, cutting the cords. You can always fall back on a release that you could probably make up. And the most important thing is that when you do hear something, or you feel to say something, or you feel to have them visualize something, just do it. Just do it. I will never forget the day that this happened to me because I was like, there was literally stuff that I was like afraid to say, and it would come up and I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's too personal, or like, I don't want to say that. I don't want to offend anyone. And then I just said it. Like I had this vision of like two black birds flying in the sky, and I said, and then imagine you look up to the sky and you see these black birds flying by, and you feel so much at peace. You feel so good and you feel so great. And then when the session was done, my client said, how did you know that I was like in my backyard at the farm, looking up at the blackbirds in the sky right before you said that. And after that, my friends, I never looked back. I was just goodbye. I am listening to my voice from now on, and I can't even tell you how many times in the last 10 years that has happened. And then they feel like they something happened, you know? They feel like they got something for their investment. They feel like you were listening, that you were with them, that you were attentive, and all you actually did is just say what you thought, you know? And this is what's really special about doing this. So you can always stop, slow down, and listen. Number 4, bring in the part you heard from what the client really needs and or what comes to you while in the moment. So this is where you go with what comes to you, like I was saying, and don't look back. Just say it, even if you're afraid. You could totally think of positive things to say, like you are going to, after you leave here, continue to feel like you are good at putting food into your body that feels good, that you are feeling better and better every day, that you find it easier to do the things that you need to or want to do for yourself. You'll leave here feeling more relaxed and more at ease and more content with where you're at. Even though you might continue to be excited for where you're going, you feel better now. You feel more relaxed now. In fact, you're going to continue to feel better. And then say their stuff was like the Diet Coke where you're saying, and you're going to find it really easy to just let go of putting things into your body that no longer feel good, and especially those things that create pain. You're going to find it easy to do the things that you wanna do. You're gonna feel lighter at home with your family and your kids and your partner, whatever it is that they're looking for, you're going to feel more secure in yourself no matter what anyone does around you or says to you. That's where you can really bring in some positive suggestions for what you heard them say. Because you're not telling them that they're not going to experience the human conditions. Like, we all experience difficulty in just being human and a range of emotions. But you can be part of that solution in terms of helping them see that now that they're more clear with where they're going and what they really want and how they really want to feel, because you got to that in step one, that now they can know that anything that happens from now on, even if it doesn't feel comfortable or good, is to get them to where they want to be. And how much better does that feel? How much better does that feel to go, oh, right. So I can feel some of these uncomfortable feelings that I've been feeling. I can make uncomfortable boundaries. I could like say no to that food or that drink that's been keeping me of avoiding things because they're sure that it's worth it. That it's not just to get an external outcome like weight loss or change of habit or something like that. It's to actually feel better and to feel how they want to feel. Number 5, use idiomotor responding to ask any questions to dive deeper with permission and confirm work is done. So if you don't know what idiomotor responding is, it's setting up a yes no response on one hand by lifting the fingers. In the toolbox, there's a full lesson of me explaining exactly what it is and how it works and how to set it up, along with reference to Roy Hunter's description of it from The Art of Hypnotherapy. And there's also a demo in the toolbox of me just quickly showing you how to set it up for your client and what questions that you can ask to dive deeper into the issue or the problem that they came to you for help with. So I'm not going to get into that now because you can watch those resources on your own time and not really as much as you want. Um, so basically, by setting up the yes and the no and the I don't know on the fingers of one hand, you can use that at any time to ask questions to the subconscious mind of your client while they're in hypnosis. This is a gem. This is something I wish I learned right away in my training because it's amazing. Because you can always confirm the work is done or not, or even is there more work to do? Is there more to explore in this area next session? Like there's just so much that you can do with idiomotor responding. So this is where it's the easiest to freestyle. You could even take away steps 2 and 3 on some level, or I mean 3 and 4 because you still need the induction and the deepener, which is 2. But you could still take away 3 or 4 where you're not even using a script anymore. And this is where it's easiest to freestyle and really ask what comes to mind and what you could get permission to work on some deeper issues and get confirmation of work done. So if any of you have ever done regression, um, this is really great for regression because you can really get the confirmation of when the subconscious has arrived at the past experience, when they're feeling better after you healed the child within, and then when they've been put in the heart of the adult and all is well. And this is a beautiful ability to be able to confirm in this way. And if regression is something that you're wanting to learn, you can check out my social media because I am going to be running a regression therapy training in October or in November, actually. So you might want to check that out if it's something that you're interested in diving into. Now, here are some examples for you of questions that can be asked because I know this could also feel kind of awkward if you're just starting out, although the best questions are always going to be the ones that you feel to ask. Like those are going to always be the best questions. But here's a few to give you to walk away with or go away with. And these are all in the PDF as well. One thing I like to just right away ask often is, are there any negative emotions to release today? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, great. Do that now and let me know when that's done. And if any of you have done Simpson protocol, the whole protocol is a question of idiomotor and it gets to everything. So you can always go back into those questions, but really you can use any questions that you want to get to the bottom of something. Is there anything that you need to do in order to not smoke anymore? Yes or no? Great. Please do that now and let me know with the yes finger when that's done. Are you now ready to be a non-smoker for the rest of your life? Yes or no? Yes? Excellent. Now you made that choice and that choice feels amazing and you love your power of choice and you are now a non-smoker for the rest of your life. So you could have done a release and then checked that out. You could have done the benefits approach and then double checked it. Here's some other questions. Is there anything that could be released or shifted today now? Yes or no? You could ask emotionally, physically, mentally, or spiritually too. And if yes, great. Please do that now and let me know when it's done by lifting your yes finger. If no, say thank you and move on. Is there any awareness or information for client's name to help her with this issue today? Yes or no? This is one of my favorite questions because, oh, there's so much value and information in the in our pain, you know? There's so much to learn in our pain, and so I just love this question, asking this question. I'll repeat it. Is there any awareness or information for the client to help her with this issue today? Yes or no? Right? And then if yes, great. Please share that with her now and make sure her conscious mind is made aware too. And lift the yes finger when that's done. I love that one. Thank you. You can always future pace or progress your client too. Is it now okay for the client to go into the future and see the outcome of the work that she has done today? Yes or no? If yes, great. Take her there now and let me know when it's done. If no, is there anything else needed to be done today before they can see the outcome? Yes or no? So I love these kind of questions because just because we didn't get to something today or get to that thing today, it doesn't mean it was the right time. This is why I would never just do one session with someone or even two, because depending on what the issue is, okay, maybe a fear or a phobia that can go away quickly. But for this stuff that we're really dealing with sometimes, like trauma and anxiety and depression and things that have a lot of lags to them in the thinking, feeling experience, we just know, like, we could act like it's all done in that session, but we don't need to act. That's the beauty. We can say, "Is this done yet?" Yes or no? No. Okay, is there anything else we can do today? Yes or no? Yes. Great. Do that now. Will it be beneficial for so and so to work more on this in our next session or in another session? Yes or no? Yes. Great. Thank you very much. So we're not having to pretend anything. And that's really my biggest message for you today is that you don't have to pretend anything. You don't have to show up and be like, I can take this problem away or I can resolve this issue. You're saying, I'll do my best with the time that we have to help you get further along on it. Because sometimes you're just a part of their healing journey and they might never get the outcome that they expect or want, but you can always do purposeful work in every session that will have a positive effect on their lives. And yeah, there's endless amount of questions that you can ask, really. There's endless amount of questions that you can ask. And again, the best questions going to be the questions that come to you. It could even be like, are you ready to forgive your husband for the ways that he hurt you? Yes or no? Are you ready to really leave that old way of treating yourself or hurting yourself by not giving yourself space to feel your feelings? Yes or no? Like, it can be any question. The caution that I will say here is that if it's not working and they're really heady, like you can tell that they're really overthinking it or they're not just answering easy, that means that they're most likely not deep enough. So if this isn't going well, um, you probably don't want to get into a bunch of question and answer because they're just doing it with their logical mind, which isn't really going to be effective like doing it in hypnosis, right? And that's okay. It's okay. Maybe they will go deeper the next time because everyone always goes deeper. So maybe you can try it then. So if it's really not working, then just go back into the hypnotic language of relaxing them more. And that's when you can bring in more your positive suggestions to help them, with how they want to feel and where they want to get to, because it's just like that. Not everybody right off the bat or the first session goes as deep, and maybe That could be going back to looking at step 1 and, like, did you really make them feel comfortable? Like, do they feel ready? Do they understand that they don't have to do anything or remember anything or know figure out anything in that space? And, of course, when they come back next time, you can try a different approach to your induction, and at least now you have ideomotor set up so you can use it any session. Now there's a another point to this, which is the last point. That's really step 6. It's in your PDF too, but it is the formless container that holds all of this together. So it's like the container that you and your client are held in every session. And that container that holds us all together and this whole process together is trust. Trust your innate wisdom and that of your client, and that you both have everything within you to create deep, lasting change and transformation. Universal mind, source energy, life force, higher mind, God will support you and flow through you and guide you to facilitate healing in your client. Have you ever heard that term hollow bone? Where you're the hollow bone and like you're facilitating that space, but it is not on you. It's not your responsibility. You don't have to know what to do. In fact, it's better if you don't know and get in the way of what could potentially flow through you for your client. It is not your responsibility to fix your client or tell them what they need to do, only to do the best that you can to hold space for them, to experience the power of their subconscious mind to feel better and live a more fulfilled life. That's it. You don't have to promise outcomes. You don't have to get the outcome. They're going to get the healing that they need in this way. And it'll be the perfect next part for them. It's like when we went on, if we go on a diet or a cleanse, and if we're wanting to see weight loss from that program, and then we keep measuring, oh, we're not losing weight, we're not losing weight. Really, we're doing a disservice to our bodies and ourselves because we don't actually know what is happening in our systems and our organs and our hormones and our adrenal glands. Like, we don't know how much the body is healing by us giving it food that truly nourishes us and is starting to get us into balance. We don't really know what is exactly going on. So if we keep looking for some external outcome or outcome that we expect or we want, often we miss what's really happening. And this is the same with this type of intuitive hypnosis. It's not on you. And the beauty is it just makes so much shit happen. Like, I'm not standing here saying, try this out and like just be okay with getting mediocre results. I'm saying this is how you can build your business to be a six-figure business like I did. This is how you get these results. And you get people coming back and be like, oh my God, and telling you things where I'm still like, what? That happened? Like, I can't even believe it. And then I'm like, okay, right, right, right. Of course that happened. This is natural. This is how this works, right? So feel me? I'm not saying, oh, try this and just have them lower their expectations. I'm just saying the process is going to be exactly what they need, not necessarily how they want it or what they want. They're probably going to have to feel some uncomfortable shit. They're probably going to have to be aware of how much they're trying to control their situations and their lives. Things are going to come up and it's going to be amazing and it's going to be exactly what they need. And you're going to grow as a practitioner because you're going to be able to hold that space. And the more that you're capable of holding that space for yourself and doing your own work, the more that you're able to facilitate that for others. Let's be honest. You know, doing your own work is the way to grow your business. And you've got everything that you need. And so this is also why I created Momentum, a hypnosis practitioners membership. That's also in the toolbox as an experience for yourself. It's a live membership that we go live every Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m. MST time. There is a link to the full landing page, although I'm not sure it says that about Wednesdays, but that's the time that we go live. And this is a community of hypnosis practitioners that have the opportunity to really tune into their own innate wisdom and create an abundant business that makes money and helps the world to heal, which is really, I don't know about you, but anyone I know that's really wants to make a go of this feels really called to be part of the solution and really called to help others. So that's a membership that's available for you to join. And feel free to check out the page. There's also a way you can book a call with me to dive deeper or ask me all your questions. I talk about it. If you look at my Instagram and my Facebook page, Hypno Heather, I do talk about it there. And that's why I created using the same 5 steps that we just went through to really create momentum in your business. And so I'm going to take this last 10 minutes here and just go over the 5 steps for your business building, because this is the exciting part. This is where the more clients you have, the more practice you get, which is the better, the better you get and the more comfortable you feel in this style of going off script. So 5 steps to create momentum in your hypnosis business. 1, ask questions to yourself about how you feel and what you want and really listen. Eee. So this is really about not getting caught up in all of the shoulds and what other people are telling you. You need to have this page, or you need to do this, or you have to have this to have a successful business, or if you don't do this, you're not going to get clients. And then if you have any of those thoughts, I should be doing this, I should be doing this, I should be doing this, you're not really listening to yourself. Now, if you listen to yourself and you feel excited and good about creating an email list or an offer to build your email list, fantastic. Go through, you'll be much more willing to go through all the challenges to do it. But if it's something that you're not really feeling aligned with, but you just think you have to do it, you're probably not going to do it. Or if you do, it's going to suck. I mean, for you, it's like you're not going to have the will to go through the challenge, right? It's the same with like anything we want to do, a cleanse, a diet, a program, an exercise thing. If we don't really want to do it, we're not going to be able to go through all the pain and the challenges that come with doing it. So really listen to the stuff. Maybe you just want a simple one-page website that leads people to your Instagram, and that's all. And then you have links to booking in there. Maybe you're feeling you want to do more. Listen to yourself. Really listen. 2, second step to create momentum in your business, do self-hypnosis. and hear the guidance from within about the next step for your hypno business. I mean, we might as well use our own tools, right? We might as well use our own tools and do self-hypnosis, and even if it is just to get in a more relaxed space to listen to ourselves, great. Of course we can make suggestions to ourselves in there too. But what I found over the years is that my own inner guidance took me, it led me step by step to each thing. Now, that doesn't mean I don't look back over the last 10 years and go, oh, what was I thinking? Or, oh my God, I put so much money and time into that thing that isn't what I want to do anymore, or that's not working out. But generally speaking, everything I put time and money into flourished. Like nothing ever didn't work. It just became maybe too much for me to manage. And it wasn't in alignment with what I wanted to do anymore. But I can honestly say everything worked. I might have hired people that I thought I needed to do my SEO or something that were just turned out terrible. So, that's just part of being an entrepreneur or being a business person. Like you learn from the things that don't work out. But when you're really listening to that guidance, it all works out. Like people show up, people pay because it was the right step for you. And it took you to learn those things that were right for you, and you weren't trying to do something that you thought you should do. So there's so much value in that working out. Now, if your expectation was 20 people come to your group weight loss class and only 10 came and you thought that didn't work out, well, that's between you and you. You know, if you look at success in a way that is unattainable, then you might say, Heather, nothing works. Nothing has worked out for me. So you might just need an adjustment on your perception of success, because each thing that we do creates a consistency, which creates energy, and that energy creates momentum. It's not how if we do it perfect or if it's a total success. I mean, it's a total success as we keep going step by step with the guidance, because that continues to create momentum. And momentum is everything. Because, once that snowball is going down the hill and it's rolling, 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 it just gets bigger and better and faster and easier. And before you know it, people are just always emailing you for sessions. So it's not to be pushed away. It's a fabulous tool for building your business. And number 3, start with something or a format for something that you have learned, like making a video, or yeah, start with something Maybe it's just posting or writing a post, or maybe you just learn to make a graphic, or maybe you're not really comfortable in video, so you just record one on Zoom like I did here. You know, start with something that and really go from there. Go from there, and each thing that you learn will feel less intimidating and less scary. Of course, the more you do it, just like off script hypnosis. Number 4, bring in what you heard and hear from your own inner wisdom and go do it, and don't look back, because once you hear it, whoo, it's so easy to talk ourselves out of it. I know I was doing it today. I heard it and then I start going, but there's this, or like, then there's this part that I'm not sure if I want to leave behind. But I'm telling you, really do it. Just hear it and do it. Because again, even if it doesn't turn out the way you would want it to, it's the next step in your consistency of building momentum. Because we all know how horrible it feels to just be watching TV or kind of stuck in that depressive mood of all thinking about all the things that we could do and not doing them. Just doing one thing that feels right, that you got a feeling to do, is gonna keep creating energy. Plus you're gonna get better at listening to your truth. And number 5, use ideomotor on yourself. if the inner voice is not clear, or to ask more questions in that relaxed space of capital T truth beyond the noise. You might use meditation, you might use self hypnosis. If this is something you'd like to do more of, you can definitely go to my Instagram and comment on the Hypno Summit Square because this is fantastico, to do idiomotor on yourself. So you're relaxed, best if you can put yourself into a bit of hypnosis. And it's so fun. It's like divination, you can just say, okay, do I have anything I need to let go or release today? Yes or no? Thank you. Please release that now and let me know when that's done. Thank you. Is there anything for me to see around my hypno business today? Yes or no? Thank you. Please show me that now and let me know when that's done. Thank you. Is there anything that I could do right away? A little baby step that I could take to get going on this? Thank you. Please show me that step now. Thank you. Beautiful, isn't it? I got information for myself in real time right there. And I just waited for it to come to me, and then my finger lifted. So, the way that we can use our own skills, what we've learned, is amazing. And it makes everything so much easier. You notice these 5 steps are not to do lists. These 5 steps are not follow this exact plan and you'll be successful, because that's not how it works. Most coaches and mentors are training from a place of privilege and not understanding that what worked for them doesn't work for everyone, because we are healers and we're on a journey of healing. So we need to find the next move because it's going to be the next thing to level us up, to raise our consciousness. And that's by, again, really doing the work on ourselves, really staying committed to our own truth and our own path and continuing to let go of the veils of disillusion. So that's my time. And I want to thank you so much for being a part of this talk with me and for joining me. And it's just been so nice to be able to open up space to talk about this and to really get into this space. So, again, thank you so much for coming. This is me. This is where you can find me. And I love anytime anyone reaches out, even say hi, let me know what you thought, and really enjoy the rest of the summit. Ciao for now.